how to build your resume for college coaches. This is the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, episode number 70. Welcome to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. I'm Jon Fugler, athletic scholarship coach and a dad of 2 scholarship athletes. I'm also the CEO of Recruit Me, podcaster, author, and speaker. And our sponsor is my new book, The Athletic Scholarship Playbook, a complete college recruiting roadmap for high school athletes and parents. It's available on Amazon. This podcast is 15 minutes that will change your scholarship future. So I dig in. I give you takeaways, and you can use them immediately. You can find every episode on my website at recruitme.com. That's recruit-me.com, but it's easier on an app. Much, much easier, believe me. The Apple Podcast app, which I love. It's newly redesigned, easier to use. It's also on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeart, and others. By the way, if you're listening on an app, especially the Apple Podcast app, they made it much, much easier to review podcasts. And I would love it if you would leave a review, whether you're listening right through iTunes, off my website, or on an app. Would you do me a favor and leave a review? I appreciate that. That will help me as I continue to refine this podcast, and will also help others as they check it out to see whether they really want to listen or not. Hey, I'm giving away a free chapter of my book, The Athletic Scholarship Podcast, or The Athletic Scholarship Playbook. Oh, they got the same initials, right? So you can get it, okay? A free chapter on my website at recruitme.com. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and download that. Well, here we are. As I record this, what I wanted to do, to tell you the truth, is I wanted to record this from Africa, because during the time when I do my recordings, I will be in Africa. So I thought, hey, let's do a podcast from Africa. However, I don't know what the conditions are going to be like and my ability to do that. I still might record one from Africa on a portable device that I have, but I thought it would be safer to record this and get it out rather than trying to just take a chance, so I wouldn't miss a release of the next episode. So here we are on the 14th, and you're going to get to listen to one. So what I want to do this time in this episode is I just have released, and I'm doing this, saying this by faith, on Audible, my audiobook of the Athletic Scholarship Playbook. Just released. It should be out by now, unless I really messed it up and they kicked it back to me. But if it's not out yet, it's coming out. And I think this is really important. I wanted to do an audiobook because the parent and athlete can listen together. You're driving along, and if you're one who's going to a lot of tournaments and you got a lot of travel to do, then this is a great opportunity. You can listen to the audiobook. So this is a big thing for me, to be able to release this, not just in print version like I have, but get the audio out there. And so many people listen it and learn through audio. And I'm hoping by the time this episode releases that the audiobook will be out. If not, it'll be out in the next few days on Audible. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take this whole concept. I promised you at the end of the last show, I will give you something highly applicable. And that's what I'm doing this time. What I want to share with you is how to put together your resume or your player profile for college coaches. This is an important document. This is your introductory document that you are going to give college coaches. You're going to email them or send them, provide for them. And it's really hard to I can't illustrate it like I do in my book, but I can highly explain what this is to be. All right? And I thought the best way to do that is just to let you hear the chapter from the book. I spent an entire chapter on this from the Athletic Scholarship Playbook, and just let you hear it. It's complete. It doesn't take that long. It's very much to the point, and you get a chance to preview the audiobook. I figured let's not just do it spur of the moment, spontaneously here. I want you to hear the planned out version of how you can do your player profile / resume. So let's get into that right now, and then I'll join you on the other side. Chapter 5, Building Your One-Page Profile or Resume. You've written your letter or email, and you'll use it as a model for the letter or email you send to all schools, personalized to each school, of course. Your next task is to create the one-sheet profile, which tells the coach about your abilities and achievements. This is really a resume. It may be the first one you've ever written, but it's probably the most important piece you will send to a coach. The profile will either attract a coach or cause him to set it aside. Parents, this is another place where you need to provide guidance and direct involvement. Elements of your one-page profile or resume. The profile is broken up into 10 sections. You can create this profile by using Word or another document program. Then you should save it as a PDF document. Each section can be a separate text box. Let's take a look at what to include in each section. Section number 1, name. Section 2, a short headline that jumps off the page, communicating something unique and impressive about you. An example would be 87 mile per hour fastball and 3.6 GPA. That will get the coach's attention and cause him to read the letter. Section 3, your sport and your position. Section number 4, you and your family. Include the basics about yourself. Information will include address, phone, email address, and website if you have your information parked there, year of birth, year of graduation, number of people in your family, number of children in college when you enter, GPA, ACT score if you have it, SAT score if you have that. Section number 5, school and coaches. Include the following: high school, coach, school office phone, secondary coach, summer or club team, his or her phone number. Section number 6, physical, height, weight, speed, strength if data available, dominant hand if applicable for your sport, other sports you compete in. Section 7, a narrative summary of your general strengths, as well as team and league information. Also, mention other sports that you compete in. Section number 8, a narrative of specific stats and achievements. This is where you brag about yourself, telling the coach about everything you do well and backing it up with the stats. Section number 9, your potential. What will you expect to achieve in the coming year? This is a good spot for a quote from a coach. It's much easier for your coach to applaud you and project your future success than you can. It is also a stronger comment when your coach is validating your potential. Section 10, photo. Do not use a photo of you in uniform or competition. A photo of you in street clothes is best. The sample profile in this book is just a suggestion. You can change the layout of the document to whatever suits you. But remember, one page. Send your cover letter and profile together as your introductory package. We sent out letters and player profiles to 28 schools 2 weeks ago. We have since received questionnaires from 5 schools, have had video requested from 3 of the schools, and have had email contact with a coach of 1 of the schools. 4 of the questionnaires came from schools from the top 10 of my son's list. The 2 video requests came from the number 1 and number 3 on the list, and the email came from number 3 on the list. I would say, so far, so good. That's a comment from Doug, a proud parent. Once you complete your one-sheet profile, you are ready to mail or email it to the schools, together with your cover letter. These make up what I call your introductory package. These are the only 2 documents you want to send right now. They tell the coach all he or she will need to know in order to decide how to proceed with you. I wouldn't reject the idea of sending this by mail, even if you email it too. Why? Because coaches receiving a mailed package are less likely to ignore it, and they certainly can't click delete. And, as I stated earlier, you eliminate the risk of an email going to the coach's junk folder. As a reminder, when you email your introductory package, make the letter the personalized body of your email. Include the player profile as an attached file. Once the coach responds, you can continue the conversations by email. They're most likely to respond to you that way anyway. But now, you're on the radar. How will the coach respond? If you've sent your introductory package that gets a coach's interest, then he or she will usually respond within a couple weeks. You will most likely receive instructions to go to the team website to complete an online questionnaire. Sometimes a coach may ask for a video, or just call. We'll discuss the questionnaire process in the next chapter. If you do not get a response from a coach within 3 weeks, then there are a couple steps you should take. If you sent your introductory letter and player profile by email, then send the letter and profile again by regular mail. If you have sent your letter by mail, I recommend you call. Ask for a player questionnaire to complete or a link to one online. Do not assume that the coach isn't interested just because he or she hasn't contacted you yet. Coaches are very busy, but they want to talk with good prospects. Help them out by taking the initiative. Chapter Summary: Building your one-page profile or resume. Key points. Number 1. Your one-sheet player profile tells the coaches about your abilities and achievements. Number 2. There are several formats you can use, but be sure to stick with the key information explained in this chapter. Number 3. At this point, the player profile and your cover letter are the only things you send to a coach right now. Discuss it. Who should we contact for quotes about my abilities and achievements? What information do I not have that I still need to pull together to complete the player profile? Well, I hope you found that to be helpful. I did refer to the profile and the different sections, and you couldn't see it. If you have the book, you can see it, of course. And the audiobook will have accompanying documents that will illustrate the things that I refer to in the book. I've got to tell you, though, that this player profile, this resume, as we call it, is critical. It's critical. This is something you want to spend a lot of time on as a parent and athlete. Work it through. And it'll change, too. This isn't something one and done. As your performance changes, as new stats come in, you got to make sure you update your player profile over time. Getting it done the first time, though, then after that, it's much, much easier. I always say it's easier to edit than it is to create. I encourage you, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and build your player profile / resume. If you've already done it, go back and take a look at it. Maybe you heard some suggestions from me on how you could make it better. Or you just need to go look at it because it hasn't been updated in a while and you got to bring it current. Go back to that player profile, look at it, edit it, update it, and get it ready to send to the next group of coaches you're going to send it to. And of course, you can go to Audible, I believe, to get my audiobook. It should be out by now. They promised it would be. If not, it'll be out in a few days and you can look forward to it. But the Athletic Scholarship Playbook now available in Kindle, in paper book, and on Audible as well. So that's it for this week, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday.